Hi everybody, it's Gorbs here. You may see up on the screen it says Prime. That's because the other day the trailer for season 2 of Fallout, the TV show, dropped. And as I am partway through actually working on a project for it, I'm mostly finished now, I thought I should have a look at what's coming up, because I'm probably going to do reviews of Season 2 as well as the Season 1 ones I've done. So, let's get this up. Apologies for the sound of rain. It is very wet here right now, and I don't have any kind of sound insulation. So, sorry, but it's just how I live. Anyway, let's get this going.
So I've seen a lot of things. Many a tear have to fall. Crazy things.
Alright, first off, I get what... This is a double-edged sword for me. I can see this. I can see, the way they're moving. They're trying to be that kind of Elvis impersonation with the way they're moving. Very much kind of jerky hips and shoulders and pointing handguns and trying to act like Elvis. But they're ghouls, and those jackets have obviously seen better days. As I can recall from New Vegas, the Kings operated in Freeside, and there wasn't any radiation issue within Freeside or the Strip proper. There was the Sharecropper farm outside, which is NCR, and that had irradiated groundwater due to a Volt reactor, which you could go and shut down. So the choice you had in game was to shut down the reactor and save the sharecroppers, or leave the reactor going, condemn that to groundwater, but free a few people stranded in the vault. And that never really reached Freeside itself, and Freeside had a lot of ground pumps. So as to why these Kings are ghouls, I can only assume something along the lines of after the events of Fallout New Vegas, Vault-Tec detonated an atomic bomb nearby. At a guess. That's all. It's the only reason I can think of. But considering in Season 1 they relocated the capital of the NCR from east of the mountain ranges to actually in the middle of Los Angeles, I would not be surprised if they just shrugged and gone, who gives a shit? They're ghouls now. Anyway, carrying on.
Crazy things.
Rad Scorpion, okay. So this is Mr. Chicken Man, and is he... Okay, he's killing a rad roach. I'm assuming by this streak here and the yellow and everything, that's from inside the rad roach. But New Vegas never had a rad roach problem. It had a gecko problem, but I can only remember there being one rad roach, and it was killed at the very start of the game by a gecko. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. This is Thaddeus. He's got a mouth growing on his shoulder. So, okay, so he's definitely mutating. Obviously, he's got much less hair. His face looks different to how it was before. Quite why he's got a mouth there. And I'm guessing that hat over here is Ghoul Howard, maybe? or just somebody else. I don't know, because yeah, very interesting that he's got that. Lots of people were speculating he was going to turn into a super mutant, but because apparently he had like huge hand casts done. But that's interesting. Could it be that the crazy elixir knocked up by Mr. Chicken Man is doing to him what they think the Vats did to the Master, which was just turn him into an amalgamation of flesh? Although that was different because that was done via him absorbing other people, not just, hey, I'm gonna fucking grow an eyeball out of my head.
Are good people? No.
That girl I met.
All in the wonderful game. I would be a good person too if I grew up in some
33,
cozy
okay.
little impenetrable home. I would steal and stab and fit.
So 33 are having a party. I don't know where all these people have come from, unless these are from 31, because 33 should have a negligible population at all at this point. And I don't remember seeing this person or that person or that person in season 1. Because if you remember, there was a massacre thanks to Lee Moldova killing everybody in having her raiders kill loads of people, and then later they were split in half so that there would be a population in Vault 32, which was Betty's plan in order to, as far as I could figure it, get rid of everybody who was suspicious of what was going on with Vault-Tec and her being in charge. She got rid of them by sticking them in 32, except for Norman, who she wanted to keep close. So where all these people have come from, I don't know, but probably, if I had to guess, 31's been opened up and they've come from there.
Too, if I grew up in some cozy little impenetrable home. I would steal and stab and fib all the goddamn time just to give.
Let me just zip back a moment here. Could be. I mean, there's a lot of smoke coming from these. It could be that. Again, if you remember the ending of season 1, Norman was told by Bud that he can't get out, and his only option is to get into Hank McClane's pod. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12-ish. I know I've got it a little bit bigger than everything else. About 12 pods that I can see. Plus, it's up to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, possibly one over here, upwards a bit, 18 pods maybe that are open. So could it be that Norman is releasing everybody and he's used his computer hacking skills on, presumably on this terminal here, to open the doorway to get everyone out? Because he's certainly not climbed in and frozen himself.
Goddamn time just to get by.
And he does look happy with himself, doesn't he?
What exactly is it you plan on doing once we find your daddy?
Gonna bring him to justice. So people know that how they conduct themselves matters. They don't give up hope.
The stuff we
Okay.
fight for, the story has it you used to believe in those things too.
All right. Well, that's definitely NCR gear, from what I can tell, because it's got the breastplate and the shoulder, and potentially the pull up. That very much looks like the NCR gear that you'd meet from the guys around there. Let me just zip back a moment. So I wanted to have a look at this. Okay, so wants to bring him to justice. Okay, fine. Yeah, she's got a decent reason for that. Obviously, he is responsible for the ghoulification of her mother and the death of everybody in the Shady Sands knockoff. Not sure. I mean, I would assume, since it was Lucy, that she would want to bring him to justice via the Vault system way. So, you know, take him back to Vault 33 and tell everybody what's happened, and have them then judge him. I would guess Ghoul Howard over here would just be like, wasteland justice, just shoot him. This scene I don't know, although there were leaks of an underground Vault-Tec tower, so this is probably where that is. Obviously, you know, plenty of places for admin staff. Okay.
People know that how they can.
They've kept his facial scar. Good. From where he was shot. Given how they treated Maximus, I'm a little astonished that he actually kept his facial wound, because Maximus heals at an astonishingly fast rate for his injuries.
Conduct themselves matters. They don't give up hope.
The stuff we fight for, story has it you used to believe in those things too.
Alright, so that, I'm guessing, means that he's obviously been here before. So Ghoul Howard has obviously been through them Harvey before. Otherwise, the NCR wouldn't know about him. Although, that... Again, that's an oddity. Because if you remember at the beginning of Season 1, it was said that he was kept buried for years. So he'd be dug up once a year, have a piece chopped off him for fun, and then he would get buried again. So maybe he was in the area before the events of New Vegas, and he was only starting to get buried after that. Yeah, don't know. Because Fallout TV show is very wishy-washy without actually giving any definite time.
I've been wastelanding for 200 years. I've kept myself alive for one.
Okay, so obviously a vault. It's difficult to tell. It could be greenery. I doubt this is the wild vault. You know, the one with all the grass and everything growing out of it, and the spore carriers. Because there's not enough greenery. If I zip back, I mean, there's a fair amount of greenery here. There's a little bit, but it's not at the same level we saw. I mean, the vault's a different design as well, but then they were differently designed in 3 to 4, and this looks very reminiscent of a 4 type vault. And 3 in New Vegas had the same basic vault design for the door. You had the big vault door, the entry pathway which had elevated bits up the side, proper elevated parts, and you'd go up and then up and round. So this isn't that. So I don't know where this vault could be, but maybe it is the seed vault, but I would doubt it due to the lack of vegetation, unless of course they're taking into account the courier going in there and burning everything at the source, which might have done this. So it could. It's difficult to tell.
I've kept myself alive for one reason.
But it's obviously, judging by the fact they've gone in there, it's one he knows. There's little Janie.
Well then, you're gonna need friends.
Little Janie, one of the best actors in the show, I reckon.
There's a war coming.
Okay. We have 4 Brotherhood airships and a barracks in the middle of dunes. Now, the one in Season 1, that was the Pridwin. That came all the way from Boston. It could be that they built 3 more while they were in Boston, and these have been sent as well. Because there certainly weren't any locally in the Vegas area, because it was Hidden Valley. And they didn't have any kind of air force. They were just bunkered down and hiding and trying to live out, outlive everybody else. So I don't know where these have come from. Okay, so this is 32, right? Yes, this is because Chester got moved to 32 with Stephanie as overseer. I have absolutely no idea what this is. Nor do I know who these 2 characters who are behind me, if I can... There you are. My hair's blocked it, but you can saw it from a minute. There you are, there's one of them. There's the other one. I don't know who these are. And that just looks like a playground rocket again. Yeah, you kind of saw it. Playground rocket. I've got no idea what these things are. They don't look like nuclear launch silos, but I don't know. Alright, so this again, this must be in the Vault-Tec office. He's got a very golden looking Pip-Boy, which might be a throwback. It might be a callback to the Pimp-Boy 3 million, I think it was, or Pimp-Boy 4 million. Which was a New Vegas thing. It was this very special Pip-Boy you could get through working... Well, it was doing jobs for Mick and Ralph, as I remember it. Could be. Ah, yes, hold on. There we go, there we go. So 31ers, so he has let everyone out of 31. Okay, so we know that. So we know that Norman lets out everybody from 31. Now, I assume these are all people who are pre-war, and they'd all come out and they'd all be in with Bud's program. I'm guessing they're just letting him lead them for now, but okay. Quite where they got these supplies from, unless, again, like my earlier theory, probably what they've done is these 31 people have gone into 33. It's been declared Reclamation Day, which is probably for the big part, I'm guessing big party, and that's where they've gotten their backpacks from. That's my guess.
I understand.
Okay, Vtuber coming into presumably the hangars that we just saw in the desert.
And we're discussing a civil war?
I'm guessing this is another Brotherhood recruitment site, because it's not the same as the one that was in 1, because that one was much bigger than this. It wasn't just 2 hangars. This character here is probably going to be the new Maximus for this this season, like the punching bag. Now the Brotherhood shouldn't have this amount of people, especially not in the New Vegas area. They had 1 bunker with a few people in it. That was it. That's all they had. So quite where all these people have come from, I have no idea.
Might have gotten my invitation.
Don't know who that guy is. Alright, yeah, so good. Right, so that is Mr. House, who I'm probably going to refer to as Mr. Bungalow, because he's not actually Mr. House. He's a cheap knockoff of Mr. House. So I'm going to call him Mr. Bungalow. There have been rumours that there are going to be 3 time periods for this season: pre-war, post-war, and post-game. Post-game is going to have Ghoul Howard, pardon me, Lucy, Maximus, all that. Everything from season 1 is going to be classed as being post-game. Post-war, it could be that Ghoul Howard made his way into here post-war. I can't really tell from out the window. It's just, it looks like post-war, but it could be post-war. I don't know. However, if Mr. Bungalow is up on the screen and it is actually him, then if this is post-game, then that'll mean that Bethesda have gone back on what they said, which is hardly a surprise if you ask me, of not confirming any particular ending. Because in the NCR ending, you have to assassinate Mr. House. In the Legion ending, you have to assassinate Mr. House. In the Yes Man ending, you have to assassinate Mr. House. So if Mr. Bungalow here is still around, that means, unless this is before the events of New Vegas itself, then House ending must be canon. And he was very adamant that if he had the platinum chip, then he would be able to bring back old world America very quickly and very easily.
We're actually beginning to get along.
Okay, that's a Fallout 4 Power Fist. That's not a West Coast Power Fist. The ones used by the Brotherhood was circular. So it was a circular brace around the arm, and then a piece coming over the fist. The ones previous to that, because that was the Bethesda redesign, were actual gauntlets. So this is a Fallout 4 one, which I don't like. That's made its way all the way from Boston, all the way over to the Mojave. I don't know what that place was. Let me zip back. Don't recognise any landmarks. It could be... this bit here. It could be that this is the Legion camp on the hill. And that bit could be that. In fact, it might be that bit there, maybe, with Caesar's tent, or the way in, rather, the way in here, and that being Caesar's. That's Caesar's tent, and that's Caesar's chair. Okay, so right. So this is the Legion barracks. All right. So they've added a lot here, because in the game you'd come up through a pair of gates, and it kind of about be here-ish, and you come up and round and into Caesar's tent, and the over here would be Mr. House's Securitron manufactory over that way. Alright, so Legion Civil War going on. Experimenting. I'm not sure what he's I mean, I can see he's experimenting on a mouse, but I don't know what this is. This is not... okay. This is not the Pimp Boy 3 million, because it's not gold. It's metallic, and metallic silver, probably with the yellow light, and it made it look gold. That's not what that is. Okay. Yeah, I've got no idea what this device is. That's interesting. But apparently it makes things explode.
Try again.
There's the least... well, my least favourite character of the show, but apparently lots of people found him highly amusing, so they're very glad he's in it. Mr. Chicken Man. Las Vegas City Limits. This is massively different to what they've shown before, because the strip should just be like that. Should just be this bit here. Should literally kind of be that bit. And what they showed in the preview, or the stinger ending for season 1, none of this existed. None of that at all. It was just this bit. So okay, so they've gone and added more shit in. Guessing this is supposed to be the monorail over here from Camp McCarran. I had to guess. Oh right, yeah. So this is Novak with Dinky the dinosaur facing the wrong way, which apparently people have said, oh no, Dinky the dinosaur is on a rotational base, so it can turn, even then there's no evidence of that. So yeah, alright. Dinky the dinosaur facing the wrong way. A pool that was never there. In the apartment building. And Jeannie May over here. Jeannie May's office. Stephanie's getting married again? Is she maybe getting married to Chester? Alright, or just running away anyway. Dog! I don't know why Dog is with them. Dog should not be with them. Dog only cared about finding Wilzig. Wilzig was Dog's master, and that's who Dog was tracking down. So Dog is with them for nostalgia. This, I have no idea. It looks very clunky. And the NCR never had that kind of power armor. In fact, they never had. That's a Desert Ranger helmet. The Desert Rangers never had power armor. The NCR had power armor, but it was unpowered power armor. It was salvaged and non-functional as actual power armor, and it did not look like this. This is a brand new invention just for the show. Silver Rush. Okay, so the Van Graffs. There's an awful lot of people in Freeside. So, okay, so this is confusing. There is a hell of a lot of people here in Freeside, and this must be post-game, because you've got Dog, you've got Thaddeus, and just on the other side of this, so this scene here, if you flipped it around and looked the other way, you would see the King's School of Impersonation, which is where the Kings are. And the Kings are apparently all feral ghouls. So quite why there's so many people out and about just hanging around in the street, while there's feral ghouls at the other end of the street, I don't know, but that seems very, very concerning to me. But again, Fallout 1 never actually Fallout Season 1 never actually concerned itself with what was on the other side of the camera. It was very much, is it on screen? It exists. Is it not on screen? It does not exist. Right, okay, so this is Thaddeus. This is the death core that's been teased, Thaddeus is in the non-existent armour. So I'm assuming then, because we've had the in the teaser trailer, we had the scene of Ghoul Howard and Lucy at night with the Deathclaw over the car. I'm assuming that scene comes first, and this scene, or the previous scene rather, comes later. So this is Mick and Ralph's. All right, this street is wrong. Mick and Ralph's over here, right? So this is Mick and Ralph's, and there would be an entrance there, but that would be the entrance to Freeside over here, where you'd be coming in. Then you'd hit Mick and Ralph's as you go past it, round the corner to the old Mormon fort, and then onto the strip, which is where Gomorrah was, if I remember rightly. Because Gomorrah was opposite of the Lucky 38. So this scene is entirely wrong. Which again, I'm not surprised, because, like I said earlier, they moved Shady Sands. They completely moved the location, which means this show cannot be canon, because everything is in the wrong place, and people don't just move buildings.
I'd ask why my dad ran into a den of monsters, but he'd probably just tell me to shut the fudge up.
Quirky humour as well, because you got to have your quirky humour. December 17th on Prime. Well, there you go. There's not any more. Nope, there's not any more to it. Well, it's not canon. I'm going to tell you that much right fucking now. This show is not canon, no matter what Todd Howard says. It can't be canon. There's just stuff is in the wrong place. They've not looked at everything. They've not ensured that everything looks correct. I mean, they got Dinky the Dinosaurs the wrong way round. They got a pool where there was no pool, like I just said there. You got Gomorrah in the wrong place. You've got the strip entrance in the wrong place. God only knows if you're ever going to see the old Mormon fort. You've got people out on the street directly opposite a den of feral ghouls, who are obviously feral because, you know, one was trying to attack Lucy and got stuck in a car and she killed it. Props to that, I suppose, as part of a storyline, and making Lucy more at home in the wasteland and more willing to actually use lethal weaponry, because she only used it once in the first season, and that was to kill Rose. I doubt it will be good in the frame of people who like New Vegas are probably not going to like this show. They're going to look at things like I have done and look at it and go, that's not right, that's not right, this doesn't exist, that doesn't exist, this is all wrong. So I don't think it's going to be going down well with the New Vegas crowd. Much like season 1, I imagine it's banking on essentially jangling keys. So, you know, it's like, hey, look, do you remember the NCR? Do you remember the Desert Rangers? Do you remember Mick and Ralph's? Do you remember Gomorrah? Jangle those keys, because they're here. And much like season 1, I imagine there's going to be quite a few people who will be coming into it and saying, it feels like Fallout. Even though it's, like I said, it's wrong. But they're gonna look at the superficial stuff and say it looks like Fallout. That's my guess of how it's going to go down. People who know it are going to say no. This is not linked to what was produced by Obsidian, and everybody else is going to go, oh, it's just like Fallout 4. It's just like 76. It's got the Fallout feel, which is the Bethesda Fallout feel. But yeah, that'll do, I guess. When it comes out, if it comes out episodically, because obviously the last one came out, it was obviously supposed to be episodical, but they just dumped it all at once. If this comes out all at once, then I'm gonna have my work cut out. If it comes out one episode a week, I could probably manage to script up a review each one as it comes out. If it's one a day, no, I'm going to be trailing behind. But there you go. I will be covering it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I'm not holding out hope that this is going to be faithful. And I'm guessing it's probably going to have the same writing errors and filmography errors that Season 1 had in it. But then, I'll go away now because it's been over half an hour. Bye-bye.